Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today, I'm actually batch recording right now, but I've collected quite a few perfumes that I have purchased over the last several months. Instead of filming just one big video, I have broken them up to about, I think it's like 5 to 9 perfumes per video, but there's gonna be a few videos that are coming out. So today I decided to just start with everything that I have purchased from Sephora in the last couple months. It's not, I think this is the biggest, biggest amount, biggest group of perfumes. The rest of them are going to be like 5, 6, like I said. So I'm just going to go over what I purchased, the notes. I have tried all of these perfumes to some capacity, whether or not it be all day or a few hours, but they've all been tested on skin and on paper as well. So I will just give you some of my first impressions, some of my thoughts. Some of them I have actually gotten rid of, like I've given to my cousin. That's only a few, but I will mention those as we go over. So if you like these kinds of videos, please give it a like, comment, subscribe, and let's get started.
So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with your touch and make me wanna say.
Should I start with my favorite? Let's start with the small one. So I have quite a few from Sephora. All of these except for 3. So all of these except for the 3 big ones that I bought have they were blind bought. So I bought travel sizes of them so I could get an idea of the fragrance itself. Some of these I do plan on purchasing full size, some quicker than others, but I will let you know what I purchased. And there are actually, I think there's either 2 or 3 that I returned already, but I will mention that when we get there. So I bought, right here I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 travel sizes. I have 3 full sizes and a set to go over, plus the ones that I have already returned. So actually let's start with that. Yep. So and I will put them here because I no longer have them. The first one I got that I returned, sorry, I'm looking at my phone because I have the order on my phone. So the first one that I bought that I returned is Comptoir Sud Pacifique. It's French. I did take French, but I'm not bilingual. I took French until I was in college and then stopped that. I am in no ways bilingual, but I can kind of read them. This is the vanilla apricot scent that I bought. It's supposed to have a jackfruit accord in it, and that's what which is what I was most excited about. So the top notes consist of apricot, papaya, jackfruit. Middle notes are also apricot, papaya, jackfruit, and the base notes are vanilla and sugar. I've never been suffocated by a perfume before. This one was awful. It was like, it kind of reminded me of when you spray bug spray. I don't know if it's just the atomizer, if this is the perfume itself, but like when you spray bug spray and like you instantly are suffocated, that was the hang time of the fragrance. And then when it finally settled, it was just really sweet. I could not, like, I like sweet scents, but it was just sweet with nothing else. Like, I didn't get the apricot, the papaya, the jackfruit, none of that, and I am familiar with how jackfruit smells. If you've ever purchased jackfruit, you buy it, you can put it in your kitchen and you smell it throughout your whole house. I'm familiar with how jackfruit smells, but I got none of those notes. I kind of got, like, I got vanilla, but it was a very, very sweet, sickly sweet, cloying, no personality, like sugary sweet vanilla. And that's it. I didn't get any of the top notes, and it's the papaya, the apricot, and the jackfruit are the top and middle, and I got none of that. It's very linear. It was just sweet from the beginning and then sweet carrying on. It didn't last that long either. And it's not cheap. It wasn't cheap. I think it was like, okay, it was reasonably priced, but you could get that as a body spray. I wouldn't waste the time on that, so I returned it. I did read reviews and stuff, but I didn't read reviews on Fragrantica, which is probably where I should have gone. I don't recommend it. I did try a few other fragrances from this line as samples, and they're all just like very, very, very sweet. Like if you're looking for something that's ridiculously sweet, like you don't think perfumes run sweet enough, probably start there. It just smells like sugar, whatever sugar is supposed to smell like. It doesn't have like a burnt or a plasticky, but it's just like a fakey sweet, overly sweet perfume. I wasn't a fan. That and the fact that it choked me out. Yeah, so I returned that one. I was actually really, really excited for this. It was new. It was newly released when I bought it, so there wasn't any reviews. I just read the notes and thought it'd be interesting to try. It was interesting. It's not that I didn't like the scent, I just didn't want to smell like that. Like I could sit there and smell it, but I'm not gonna buy a perfume. I bought this as a travel size, so I'm not gonna buy a perfume for $30 just to be able to sit and smell it. I didn't want this on me, so this is Autumn Vibes by Maison Margiela replica. So the main accords are woody, powdery, mossy, fresh, spicy, soft, spicy, earthy, musky. None of that is in my realm of things, but I love autumn. So when I saw the notes with pink pepper, cardamom in the top notes, middle notes of nutmeg and carrot seeds, base notes of cedar and moss, I was intrigued. I do love pink pepper, I love nutmeg. So the problem with it is that replica fragrances are supposed to paint a picture. Like they're very big on scent memory, and it did just that. It smells like when it's the middle of autumn and the leaves have fallen and it's rained, and then you go into a forest. That damp, mossy, dead leaves smell. It's not that it smells bad, but that it's a very, very earthy, mossy, kind of wet vibe that you get. That's what it smells like. So it is autumn vibes. So it's not that it smells bad. I don't dislike the scent of that, but I don't particularly want to smell like damp forest. So I had to return that. And it's funny, when I brought it back, the associate that was working here at the time when she did my return, she's like, oh, this is the new one, can I smell it? I was like, go for it, it's no longer mine. I returned it. The face she made, it's just not what you were expecting. I don't know, you hear pink pepper, nutmeg, kind of that in autumn. I was going for more like, I guess, holiday vibes, but they mean literal autumn. Like when they say autumn vibes, they're talking about just the season, not the holidays. So yeah, it does smell like that. I was expecting more of a holidays, warming, kind of sit by a fire kind of smell, like you get your hot chocolate, and that was the scent memory I was looking for. They had a whole different thing, so I returned that. It's not that it smells bad, but I think I prefer it on a man. It is a unisex fragrance, but at the same wavelength. It depends on your skin chemistry whether you really pull that mossy scent, because if you do and you don't like that damp nature vibe, that's what you're gonna be getting. This one I'm upset about. Not upset, I don't want to purchase it again, but I really, really, really wanted to like this. And it's B by Ellis Brooklyn. Main accords are honey, sweet, vanilla, warm, spicy, aromatic, woody, rum, powdery, floral, and cinnamon. Top notes are rum and Havana. Middle notes are honey, bran, and cinnamon. And the base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, and cacao. I loved the scent profile. Like, loved the scent profile. I was hoping this, like, what I wanted from autumn vibes, this should have covered. I didn't dislike it, but I didn't like it enough. I liked smelling it, so similar to the autumn vibes. I really liked smelling it. Like, I would spray it on my hand and then I would just like periodically go and smell it and then sit there and ponder it for a minute. I don't know, it's missing something. It's kind of like, if you're an avid drinker and you know what mead is a wine made out of honey, and that's what it smelled like a very mellow, low alcohol mead. It wasn't very strong. It did have the honey in the background, but with mead, it's wine made with honey. It's basically honey and water, and then it's fermented with yeast. But after it's fermented, that honey scent takes a back seat, even though there's like basically 3 ingredients in it plus what you flavor it with. That honey scent dies down, like way down. That's the scent of this. So it's not honey forward like Scandal by Jean-Paul Gaultier. It's honey. You will smell the honey and you will smell the rum, but it does not pull alcoholic, and it's not a strong honey scent. It smells good, but it's not as strong as I would like. It wasn't as like forward projecting. It was more really mellow, which is good because I tend to have a problem with scents that have a alcohol note in it. And if the alcohol note pulls too far forward, I feel like, if you've ever gotten drunk, that's what I felt like, even though I wasn't drunk. It's just like I'm smelling alcohol on me. When you drink too much and alcohol comes through your pores, that's all I could think about anytime a alcohol note pulls too far on my skin. So I was afraid it was going to do that. The rum note does not do that. It does give it more of a grounded, warm background. But yeah, I liked it, but it didn't do enough for me to warrant keeping it. It didn't do enough for me to warrant purchasing a full bottle, and I'm kind of mad because I really wanted to like this. Like, I wanted this to be my autumn scent. Wanted autumn vibes and B to be my autumn scent. Neither of them worked out, but I digress. I might try it again. I won't buy it again, but if it happens to be in a store as a tester, then I might try it again in colder weather. I did try this. It is the summer right now when I'm building this. I did try it in the summer. However, I was in an air-conditioned building. I never wore this outside. Maybe I need heat to activate the projection. I never did give it that chance. So maybe I'll try it again, but my first impression, both on paper and on skin, it wasn't enough. So let's go into what I still have. That I'm not gonna get into this. I just wanted to show that I purchased it. So this is the Nest New York Perfume Oils collection. So this is their, if you've ever seen Nest's perfume oils, that's what they look like. So they have 5 oils and you can buy them. You can buy them in the big size. They come in dropper bottles. I don't prefer that for oils. It just, because I don't want to rub it into my skin because I don't want to change the scent profile. So I do prefer the roller balls to the dropper bottles. That's also why I purchased it. I also wanted to try all 5 of them, because 2 of them I tried and I really liked, and then I wanted the vanilla one, so I figured this set I would get the other 2 as well. And it comes in the rollerball. They have a small vial and then the large dropper ones. These oils are not cheap. You don't need a lot either way, and I use these for mixers, so I prefer this size. I don't think I will go through this very quickly, so I was okay with not purchasing the full-size bottles. But the 2 that I had tried before were Seville Orange and Turkish Rose. Phenomenal, by the way. I didn't think I would like the Turkish Rose because I don't particularly love rose forward scents. But they were amazing. I want to film a video on just these, so I won't go too deep into it, but it comes with Seville Orange, Indian Jasmine, Turkish Rose, South Pacific Sandalwood, and Madagascar Vanilla. And I have smelled these, tried some of them on my skin. I have some mixing recipes that I like, so I'm a huge fan of this, so I do want to record a video on that. So the first one I purchased, Matcha Meditation by, again, Replica by Maison, Margiela. I'm gonna say that differently every time, that's why. And it's a very simple, just glass travel bottle. It says Replica on, it says Replica reproduction of familiar scents and moments of varying locations and periods, Matcha Meditation on the side. I didn't even know it said all of that. And this is one of their new ones. It came out before Autumn Vibes. Autumn Vibes, I believe, is their newest one. This came out a couple months ago, actually. And it's a white floral, sweet green, citrus, fresh, spicy, aromatic, woody chocolate. Those are the main accords. And the top notes are green tea, bergamot, mandarin orange, jasmine, mate, orange blossom are in the middle notes, and white chocolate, moss, and cedar are in the base notes. I was not sure if I was gonna like this because of the matcha, because matcha and green, like matcha accord and the green tea accord smell 2 different ways. This one says it's green tea, but it smells like matcha to me. If you've ever smelled a matcha latte, that's what this smells like. And yes, they invoke scent memories, so this smells like a matcha latte in the fall. That moss and cedar give it that earthy background, but the green tea and the white chocolate give it the latte, it's like green tea with milk. The white chocolate gives it a really milky, creamy background, but it doesn't have a lactonic note. It's not lactonic, but it's creamy, if that makes sense. That white chocolate makes it less of a fresh scent and more of a creamy green tea. And I really like this. It's very calming. Like, Matcha Meditation is a very good name for this. It's very calming. I do like this when I'm stressed or when it's late in the evening and I just want something that's very cozy and calming. That's what I like this for. It smells very good. If you don't like the green tea note, I wouldn't recommend getting it. It does dissipate. It's very much so on the top, as it says, as it suggests, it's very much so in the top. It does linger a little bit, but then it dissipates and it's not as green tea forward. So I would suggest if you don't like matcha, I don't know why you would want to purchase Matcha Meditation, because it does smell like green tea. But if you want to try it, I would suggest trying it on the skin and see how front forward it projects. Also by Replica is Coffee Break, and I have 5 Replica fragrances. I think this one is my favorite. This doesn't come in a 1 ounce, which hurts me badly, because I don't know if I want to commit to buying the really big one, but I probably will by the end of this year. But this is Coffee Break by Replica. fragrance description is creamy and cozy, and it's very much that. Like, if matcha meditation is calming for me, this is my go-to when I'm stressed. The main accords are lavender, coffee, lactonic, warm, spicy, aromatic, fresh, spicy, vanilla, sweet, herbal. Okay, so the top notes for this one are pepper, orange blossom, and patchouli. Middle notes are lavender, coffee, milk, tonka bean, siam benzoin, cypriol oil, or nagarmatha. Base notes are vanilla, cedar, and vetiver. If you've ever smelled Rem by Ariana Grande, yeah, this is very similar to that, but Coffee Break they're both unisex fragrances, but Rem is sweeter, pretty much so, and the lavender in Coffee Break is more front forward. The coffee doesn't really come out until well into the base, whereas the lavender is almost top, if not top. Like, I would suggest that lavender is in the top of this because that's basically all I smell. You don't really get huge amount of patchouli, but it does help this last because these are, I believe they're eau de toilettes. Yeah, these are eau de toilettes, but the patchouli helps this last longer. This is just so good. It smells like a lavender latte. Like, this actually has a milk accord in it, so it really is creamy. It's creamier than the matcha meditation, which makes more sense because matcha is more of a fresh scent, whereas coffee is richer, deeper, heavier, so there's more of a milk note to help make it creamier. But yeah, because of the lavender note, this is very much lavender forward. Like, it's a coffee latte with lavender syrup. It's not hugely sweet. Rem is sweeter, so if you prefer sweeter scents, go for that. But I like Rem, especially for nighttime, but I like this when I am stressed. Like, this is like Rem but extra. Like, it's a stronger lavender note, and I don't prefer it over Rem. I love both of them, but I really, really, really like this, and I would buy this in a full size. I'd buy it in a 1 ounce without thought, but the big one, I have a lot of fragrances, so I can't justify getting the big one, but I might still get it. I really, really, really do like this, so it kind of depends on how far I get through with Rem. So next, I got 2 from the Viktor&Rolf Flowerbomb collection. 2 flankers from that collection. I really, 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 really like Flowerbomb, although I know a lot of people in the fragrance community don't, or it's too basic, or a lot of people wear it. I love that fragrance. It's one of the fragrances that started this obsession for me. So I really like it. I still wear it. So I decided to try 2 of their flankers. I'll start with the one that I like the least. I don't dislike this fragrance, but I can do without it. So I'll probably just keep the travel size and use it as a travel size, or wear it occasionally, but I don't plan on purchasing the full bottle of this. So yes, it's Flowerbomb Midnight, and again, it's just this is the travel size, so it's just in the clear bottle. It says Flowerbomb Midnight Viktor&Rolf, nothing special. The main accords are fruity, floral, woody, white floral, musky, fresh, sweet, powdery, vanilla, soft, spicy. And the top notes are blackcurrant and pomegranate. Middle notes are peony, night blooming jasmine, and the base notes are white musk and vanilla. So yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't call this the midnight version of the fragrance. It smells soapy to me. Still get the same DNA, or it does remind me of the other fragrances in this line, but I don't know. I like it. I don't dislike it. I just don't think it's anything special. It does smell like a a black currant soap. Like there's a very, very, very soapy background to this. I really like peony, but I don't really get the peony in this. Like, it's probably what makes it smell sweeter, because it's not like, I can smell the vanilla, but there's a different sweetness, and it's probably from the peony. It's not a vanilla sweetness, it's not a fruity sweetness from the fruits in it. There's a sweet floral, and it's probably the peony, but I don't prefer this one. I prefer Flowerbomb over this, and I prefer the other one that I purchased over this. So this is just like a okay fragrance. I do wear it. I do have a decent dent in it. You probably can't even see that. But yeah, that's Flowerbomb Midnight. The other Flowerbomb fragrance that I got that I did prefer, and I didn't know how I was gonna feel about this because of the Gunpowder Accord, and that is Flowerbomb Nectar. And I really, really, really like the bottle for this, although it's just like the regular Flowerbomb bottle that's squished. I really, really like that. The main accords are vanilla, amber, aromatic, smoky, warm, spicy, fruity, white floral, patchouli, sweet, and woody. The top notes are gunpowder, cassis, bergamot. Middle notes are osmanthus, orange blossom, jasmine, sambac, and the base notes are vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin, and patchouli. So this one, it has that gunpowder note in it, and from what I understand, according to Fragrantica, gunpowder is a natural and synthetic, popular and weird fragrance note. The odor profile is fantasy note with peppery, sulfurous, and pyrocaustic firecracker facets. From what I understand of that, or what it is supposed to smell like, is it can either pull sweet, like it's like a strange sweet. It's not like a sugary sweet, but it can either pull sweet or like really metallic. And I think metallic has that, like when you smell something that's metallic, it has that feeling, like that sharp feeling that sometimes really sugary notes can give you, and I think that's where the distinction is. So it depends on how your body pulls that note. So it can either go really, really, really sweet or have that metallic. On me, it doesn't pull metallic, but I can see this being cloying in the heat. It's really sweet, like really sweet. It does have the vanilla, tonka bean, benzoin combination that can give things a really, really, really sweet base, a possibly cloying base, but I don't think I'd ever wear this in the humidity. I think this would suffocate me. But I really do, I like it. Like I really do like it. I'm just afraid if worn in the wrong situation that it would give me a headache. It is, yeah, it is very much that sweet. But I do like it. I do plan on buying a full bottle, but this is one where I kind of want to get through more of this because I know that there's a possibility it can give me a headache and a possibility that it can be too cloying. I want to wear it more, so I want to get through most of this bottle before I actually purchase a full one, because if it is going to be like that, then I possibly won't purchase it. But I do like the scent. I'm just afraid that it'll make me feel sick, and if that's the case, then I don't want a full bottle of this. I have two more travel sizes. They're not both in the same category. This is Valentino Donna, born in Roma, and I heard really good things and not so good things. This is more basic and mainstream, and other people really like this scent. So I thought, just based on the notes, that I would think that this was very basic, and when I first smelled it, I was not impressed. I almost took it back, but I smelled it just from the paper. and I was like, meh. And then I tried it on the skin the first time, and it was, so the first time I tried this on myself, it was shortly after I had purchased it, and it was shipped to me. And when I first tried it on, I think nothing of it. It was very basic, very not impressive, not exciting. But I think it's because it was shaken in transportation, and they say if you order fragrances in the mail, they shake, they jostle a lot in transportation. So how they smell immediately may not be how they're going to smell. They need a minute to rest. So I tried it the first time, I wasn't impressed, so I just left it for a week, 2 weeks. It's usually what happens if I try a perfume right out the box after I purchase it. If I don't like it, I give it 2 weeks to settle, even though it doesn't necessarily need 2 weeks, but I give it the time. I give it 2 weeks to settle, and if I don't like it after that, then I deal with it. But yeah, I kind of forgot about this because of that. And let me tell you the accords. So the main accords are woody, vanilla, fruity, soft, spicy, powdery, floral, white floral, musky, green, and sweet. The top notes are black currant, pink pepper, bergamot, jasmine, sambac, jasmine, jasmine tea. Base notes are bourbon, vanilla, cashmere, and guaiac wood. So I've tried this again now recently, and then again, and I really like this. Right out the bottle, it kind of has a soapy background, but on my skin it doesn't pull soapy, so I prefer that. But I really do like this. It's a very nice scent. It is kind of basic, but you need a few basic. If you're at this level of perfumes, then yes, you do need a few basics up from time to time. But if you're not heavily into fragrance, this might be your thing. I really do like this. I do plan on purchasing the full bottle. I do have it in my cart because this is the type of thing that I would want to use my travel size for travel. I have travel sizes of perfumes that I just don't want large quantity, like a large volume of, and that's why it's a travel. But I want this travel for travel purposes, and I want a bottle for the volume, right? That made sense. Like, yeah, that makes sense. So that's Donna, Born in Roma. I've never tried the yellow one, Yellow Dream. I don't particularly love lemon as a fragrance note, or as like the front of a fragrance note. I don't really want to try Yellow Dream. I might at some point because I really like that fragrance, so maybe I'll like Yellow Dream, but I'm just not, it's not at the front of my mind right now. And the last of the travel sizes is My Way by Armani. I really like this. I'm going to buy a full bottle. I already have it in my cart. This and Born in Roma I plan on buying like now for the same reasons. I want this to be a travel and I want a bottle. Plus the bottles are gorgeous. That's how I'm buying them, but the bottles are gorgeous. I really like this. This is it's a modern basic fragrance, so I can see this becoming very popular, very mainstream. It's very crowd pleasing, but it is new, so it's not quite at that yet. But I really like this. Really like this. I sprayed it once and I was like, yeah, okay, buying that. Like, I'm half done this. I had this in my purse when I was staying at my boyfriend's house, and I wore it every day for like a week straight. And I like never do that with fragrances. Even if I travel, like I go somewhere and I'm not home with my fragrances, I will bring, obviously I have quite a few travel fragrances, so I'll bring quite a few with that. I just brought this and a bedtime fragrance, but I love this. I wore this a week straight during the day. It's just so good. Like, Something about it is sparkling. The main accords are white floral, tuberose, citrus, and animalic. This is tuberose forward. Very tuberose forward. If you don't like tuberose, I suggest you don't do this one. This is very tuberose forward. It's almost bubblegum. But the top notes are orange blossom and bergamot. Middle notes are tuberose and Indian jasmine. And the base notes are white musk, Madagascar vanilla, and cedar. I like this perfume through the entire perfume. It does change a bit, but it is fairly linear. Like, it's not gonna go from one thing to one thing to one thing. It's a kind of smooth transition, and it's more of a die down than like a change in fragrance. It's really good though. I really like this. I did go to the store today and they had, because Marc Jacobs just dropped Perfect Intense, and I really like that. I prefer Perfect Intense over Perfect, to be honest. That's off topic, but so they dropped that. That's in stores already, but My Way Intense is not, so I'm kind of waiting for that. I kind of want to try that first, but we shall see. So we're gonna move on to the big ones. This is Replica's Lazy Sunday Morning. Its description is a soft skin and bed linen scent. This is the only scent that I have that is described that way. I am a gourmand, white floral, sweet, smoky, spicy. I like that genre, like I'm at that side of the world. Fruity floral, fruity, but I don't typically drift into the clean smelling fragrances, like the linens of them all. Why can't I open this? But the thing that Replica does, and this bottle is so cute. The thing that Replica does is they make fragrances that just fit an occasion so well. Like, I have Springtime in the Park, which is one of my go-to springtime fragrances. It's like perfect for that. I have Whispers in the Library, which, like, that same setting with dim lighting and cozy and just reading and chilling. Love that for that. And then there's this Lazy Sunday Morning, and when I first tried it, it was a lazy Sunday. I was having a lazy Sunday morning, and I tried this, and I have basically worn this every time, like every lazy Sunday morning since then. This is what that is for. It just, like, I don't get it. I don't like, this is not my scent profile. This is not what I go for. It is still a white floral, so it's not so far out of reach, but like soft skin and bed linen is just not what I go for in terms of fragrance. It's not even what I go for in terms of comfort. Like, even for my comforting fragrances, they're more lavender, like there's lavender in them, or they're more like a cozy autumn fragrance. Like, what's one? Black Opium. One of the Black Opium fragrances or flankers that I have that I consider a comforting fragrance. Warm Vanilla Sugar is a comforting fragrance to me. Like, I like that warm, cozy type for comforting, but this to me is still comforting. This is like the only fragrance that I have of this category. But the main accords are musky, rose, fresh, powdery, white floral, aldehydic, floral, iris, soapy, sweet. It is soapy. This has iris in it. Like, the iris is kind of prominent in this, even though it's lower on the accords list. So the top notes are aldehydes, lily of the valley, pear. Middle notes are rose, iris, orange blossom, and the base notes are white musk, ambrette, and Indonesian patchouli leaf. This has a lot of fragrance note that I am used to, a lot of fragrance notes that I favor, which is probably why I like this, although it is described as a soft skin and bed linen. So it's a soft skin and bed linen, but like in the fruity white floral realm. And then it does have patchouli in it, and although this is in eau de toilette, it does help it last longer. I like this. Like, I wear this at home usually, or if I want to be like super inoffensive. Like, I have a lot of crowd pleasing fragrances, but if I'm going to be around like babies or elderly, and I want to be like super inoffensive, this is the type of thing that I wear. But it's like the only fragrance I have that that does that. Really nice, really clean, really subtle kind of fragrance. There's two more. I've always wanted a Tocca fragrance. There's so many, so I had to try quite a few of them, and I settled on, not settled, but this was my favorite. I actually have their sample kit, so I can actually go through those and give you my thoughts, but you already know I love this one, and I like pairing it with one of those Nest oils. But pull out the bottle. This is probably one of the prettiest bottles that I have. Like, this is stunning. This is gorgeous. And then the cap is like a doorknob. Like, it's heavy, and it's got like intricate detailing cap there. It's just, oh, these perfumes are gorgeous. Like, the bottle of it all is just gorgeous. But the main accords of this are rose, citrus, sweet, soft, spicy, vanilla, floral, powdery, fruity, woody, amber. Top notes are tangerine, pink pepper. Middle notes are Turkish rose. Base notes are vanilla, sandalwood, amber. This is my favorite rose forward fragrance. I already mentioned I'm not a fan of rose forward, but this just does it so well. This is so good. I tried the samples of these, and then, like I said, this was my favorite, and I cashed in points in order to purchase this. Like, it's a sweet rose, and it's not a very sweet fragrance, but the rose itself is sweet, and it's just, and it's very elegant, it's very pretty. I really like this. You can overspray this fairly quickly because there's pink pepper in it and rose, both of which will knock you out if you overspray this, but you can underspray this really easy too. So there is a sweet spot. I usually underspray, and then if I feel like I need more, then I will top up, but I will not go in heavy with this because it'll knock you out, and it does last a long time. It did pretty well in the heat. I've worn this fragrance quite a bit. It did pretty well in the heat, but in the heat it stopped projecting, I want to say after 2 hours. And then it became a very, like, close to it was a skin scent after that, but then it still lasted like 6+ hours after. But not in the heat. Like, this can knock you out, so I kind of ease back if I know I'm not gonna be outside. But yeah, that is Tocca Gia. Did I even say that? This is Tocca Gia. And last but not least, and my favorite, this is Kilian's Fun Things Always Happen After Sunset. I have been looking for this bottle for so long, and this is one of the only fragrances that I have that are 100 ml. I have this, and I have one other fragrance that's 125 ml. That one, however, was $24. This one, this was not $24, but it's fine. I've been looking for this fragrance for so long. There was talks that it's been discontinued. I don't know if it's being discontinued or if it's just not available in Canada anymore, but it was taken off of the Sephora website. I couldn't find it anywhere. People were selling it on eBay for like exorbitant prices, or it was like $80 for the 1 ounce plus like $30 for shipping. But I did try the Kilian sample set. Let me stop lying, you guys. I tried the Kilian sample set for this fragrance, and I bought it mostly so I could try Princess. I liked Princess. I'm gonna say I didn't, but I didn't like it as, no, not enough for me to buy the full bottle. That, and it's always sold out anyway, so it's neither here nor there. It's not a bad fragrance. I still have the sample, so I'll probably wear it and like maybe I'll buy it. But that wasn't my favorite. This one right here. Oh yeah, that one was my favorite. After Sunset was my favorite. It smells like lychee, like a literal lychee, not lychee essence or lychee candy or lychee jelly or whatever. Literal fresh lychee. I was getting compliments on this perfume before I even owned this perfume, when I was wearing just the sample, which means I had only worn it a handful of times. Most compliments I've ever gotten on a perfume. This just smells so good, and this is my favorite summer scent, and this is why I have the 100 ml. That was the only size that they had at Sephora. So I ended up going to Sephora to sample other scents, and in the corner of my eye I saw it and almost left the store. I did a return and then I was gonna leave, but then one of the girls wanted to show me some perfume, so then we were talking and then we were looking, we were browsing, and that's when I saw it. It only had the 100 ml. I didn't even think about it, I just purchased it. I had been looking for this for so long. And they had the other fragrances too. I saw this and I bought it immediately. I brought it home to my mom, who basically only ever wears Izumiyaki, the eau de toilette, and she was gonna leave and go buy this, and I'm like, hey, you don't need to leave and go buy it. We live in the same house, you can spray this when you want to. You know what it is? It's the fact that it's green that makes it so literal. There's no milky notes, there's no spicy, there's nothing cloudy in the background. It's just green and lychee. It's basically lychee. Like, you could tell me that there's other notes in this. That's cool, but it's basically lychee. The main accords are fruity, green, tropical, rose, musky, fresh, floral, woody. And the top notes are blackcurrant, green notes, middle notes are lychee and rose, base notes are musk and patchouli. Okay. On the skin it's better, like it's literal lychee on the skin. And I can smell the rose and the green notes kind of just in the background. It's not like it's a green fragrance, but it's not a green fragrance. Like the green is in the background. There's no milky, like I said, no spicy, no nothing. So it sits in the background and makes this a green fragrance, but it's not like a green fragrance. It's fruity. The fruity is forward. Green is in the back. I don't really smell the black. I just smell lychee, rose, some green notes, kind of the patchouli. Yeah, this is good. This is good, I can tell. Like, this is very good. I was so happy when I found this. Like, so happy. So I have the 100 ml now. If they discontinue it, well, that will suck. But at least I get to spend some time with it. I'm not gonna buy a backup. I have a lot of perfumes, so I can't justify having 200 milliliters of it right now because I think it would go bad. So if they discontinue it, they discontinue it. But this fragrance is part of the reason why I have so many fragrances now. I was trying to find this, couldn't find it, gave up on finding it, so I was trying to find a lychee fragrance to replace it, and some came close, but a lot of the lychee fragrances out on the market are trying to smell like Delina, and this doesn't smell like Delina. So a lot of the lychee fragrances that I have now are like Delina dupes, or close to Delina, or lychee with rhubarb, so it smells like Delina, and I didn't want that. I just wanted lychee. I finally got it, but after I have all of these, but it's fine. It's fine. I'm happy. I'm contented. So that's gonna be it for my Sephora haul. I, like I said, have tons of perfumes that I've bought. Okay, not tons, but quite a few perfumes that I have bought over the last couple months. I will be doing some more videos. I broke them up so that it's not so long. So if you'd like to see what else I purchased or any of my other thoughts, please like, comment, and subscribe if you like the content or if you just had a good time. And I will see you in the next one. Bye. This will never not be weird.
Had this sweet talk.